Hello and welcome to another episode of I Draw, You Watch, the weekly show where I attempt to draw my comic while talking about things that have happened in the week. Last week was all serious and crazy and very political and whatnot. And this week it's just going to be a fucking nonsense, absolute nonsense. Alright, that's enough of that. This comic is actually this Thursday's comic, so if you're watching this, you get a super sneak preview of what's coming up next Thursday. Not next Thursday, this Thursday. So all five of you, you are in for a treat. It's quite an amusing joke. Just a bit of nonsense, basically. They're all little one hits at the moment. I've not got any storylines running for the next month or so. I'm going to try and squeeze in an E3 joke to go along with my E3 in inverted commas coverage. I usually do a sort of live blog of the press conferences on the Monday, and I will try to do that again this year. Last year it was a lot easier because my wife was away, so I didn't have to there was no distractions, there was no other people to consider. I could just sit around and fucking watch crazy conferences. This year it might be more difficult, but we'll see. Anyway, so I'll try to do a comic based on E3 and then a blog underneath. So that will be on June 9th, which will be sort of towards the end of the day for people in the United States. For people in the UK, it will be probably better to look at it Tuesday morning because it goes well on into the night. People all over the rest of the world, you can sort of judge from those time frames roughly when it will appear for you. I have finished in my time a couple of the walkthroughs that I've been playthroughs that I've been doing on the channel, but they'll be running for months. I've just finished, I've finished doing the recording, the editing, everything else. They're all uploaded in private mode, and I'll just be dishing them out for your entertainment on a weekly basis as scheduled. And then I'm going to try and find something up to date to do next time. I've spoken to my brother who has a capture device for that will enable me to record from PS3 and Xbox 360 and etc. PS4 should I ever get one, Xbox One should I ever get one, and so hopefully I will pick the next playthrough will be something more modern, just to try and draw a few more people to the party, and maybe just to keep it more relevant in case you're not interested in older games. What am I doing next? There are... No, I won't go into that now. I'll save that. I'll keep that treat back because I don't want to give everything away. Next week's episode of I Draw You Watch is the Game of Thrones episode, where I do the Game of Thrones comic, and I will go through my thoughts on Game of Thrones as it is. Right, let's have a look at some of the stuff that's been happening this week. Okay, first thing I've got on the list is Simpsons are doing a Family Guy episode, or The Simpsons and the Family Guy are appearing in the same show. And I'm sure it will get millions of viewers, and I'm sure ad revenue for that episode will be super sky high, and people will be applauding it and everything else. But I don't think particularly it'll work because Family Guy's humour is Family Guy's humour, and Simpsons humour is the Simpsons humour. And trying to either dilute Family Guy's humour or accentuate the Simpsons humour or make it more crude isn't going to work for either show. So it could be an amalgam of shit, but you never know. It could work. There's some hilarious writers on both sides, obviously. So they may be able to, be able to work it around it and make some brilliant ideas. But my first thoughts when I saw it was just not going to work because you're either going to have Family Guy reining it in, which is not their style. I mean, a lot of their humour comes from how, outlandish some of their shit is. Simpsons has always been more family friendly and generic in joke format, and to ramp it up may alienate Simpsons fans, especially younger Simpsons fans. But we'll see. You never know. It might work. What else have we got? Bungie spends $500 million on advertising Destiny. How do you spend $500 million on advertising? I couldn't fathom spending $1 million on advertising. Well, all right, I could if you pick TV spots that are going to be like massively, like if they go for a Super Bowl halftime commercial, then sure, they're going to spend a lot of money there. But $500 million, $500 million, $500 million. That is just mental. I don't understand how I couldn't possibly spend. They need to employ me. I will get them. I will advertise the shit out of that, and I won't spend anywhere near $500 million. Hopefully, it's not going to be spent like Wolfenstein have on the IGN homepage, where IGN are IGN. You click on the IGN homepage now, and it flashes up with a Wolfenstein thing that you have to click away from to actually continue to read the thing. It's a complete page block out. Bringing up a Wolfenstein advert, and you need to no thanks to carry on continuing on with whatever. It's fairly annoying, and I wish they hadn't done it. But IGN make their money by doing that, so what are you going to do? But yeah, $500 million. How could you recreate a bleeding warthog with Destiny still? Obviously, there might not be a warthog or anything of the like in Destiny, but something similar. You could parade it around Los Angeles and all over the world. In fact, you could build loads of them all over the world with Destiny written all over the side of it. Drive it around, and you wouldn't even come close to spending $100 million, let alone $500 million. It is absolute. It's mental. It's a mental exercise. I have no idea how they could possibly waste that much money promoting a game that no one's really interested in anymore, because it was announced a million years ago, and it's just going to be another Halo shooter that no one cares about, especially if 356, 346, 343 studios, whatever the fucking number is, come out with another Halo game in the meantime, because then everyone will be like, oh, I knew Halo, and they'll be like, oh, but Destiny, and people will be like, well, yeah, but Halo. You'll be like, no, but Destiny, no, yeah, but Halo, because that's all the vocabulary these people have got, because they're all retards that like those games. I'm not. If you like those games, you like those games. I enjoy it. The Halo games, single player, the multiplayer, I could do without. I don't particularly think it's any fun. Jumping around the map with super jetpacks and being superhuman and all over the place, and I just don't enjoy it. I don't enjoy it at all. And furthermore, Halo 4, I didn't enjoy that much either. It just seemed like every level was a volcano landscape. All the new Promethean weapons were just dog shit. The new aliens were dog shit. A lot of it was just a grind fest. I like the story. The story was pretty good. The Cole Cortana thing, where she was deteriorating, that was pretty awesome. But I prefer Halo Reach and Halo Wars, my two favourite Halo games. Which may surprise a lot of you, because, well, it might not surprise a lot of you because you know me and I've mentioned it before, but people who don't know me would be like, Halo Wars? Are you kidding? A strategy game? Oh shit, it wasn't. It was the best game, and it was the best story. And Sergeant Forge is a much better protagonist than fucking Master Chief ever could be. And Reach, you was yourself. You was your own created Spartan with whatever colours you decided, whatever the logos you had. It was all on your character as you ran around the map. You could do it 4-player co-op. You could have The cutscenes at the beginning with the helmet was yours, with your logo on it and everything. It was awesome. But they decided that they need to keep putting out Master Chief, because Master Chief is awesome, which he is not. He is just the most generic, bland, boring man in a tin can, rubbish, stupid character. I'd rather have, just diversity, just something different, rather than the geezer in a massive dark green suit running around, jumping and blowing people up all day long, every day, in the same looking corridors against the same boring enemies. Not to say that Halo 5 won't sell well. It will, because there are far too many retards out there that would rather buy that game than anything interesting. Okay, let's move away from that, because I have a feeling that no one cares. Xbox One drops Kinect. So Xbox wanted to put Kinect in every box. It was a massive deal when they came out with the Xbox One. They were like, Kinect is such a integrated function, so much so that our menu system is fucking horrendous. It's impossible to navigate with just your controller. It's a nightmare. It's it's hard work. It's difficult to understand. You won't be able to find certain features. It's much easier to plug in the Kinect and go, Xbox One, find me the sound settings, and it will find them for you, rather than you navigating our horrible menus. We're putting this Kinect in. Developers are going to be making games for it like you wouldn't believe. You're going to be standing in your living room commanding spaceships like you're Patrick Stewart on the USS Enterprise. You're going to be, interacting with people as if you were a real life crime scene. You're going to be talking to people, and they're going to understand what you're saying, the questions that you're asking, and it's going to be magical. It's going to be the best thing ever. It's going to be, so that's why we're putting it in. That's why the Xbox One is slightly more expensive, because every Xbox has a Kinect inside, and the Kinect is going to change your life for the better. You're not going to believe how you ever lived without one. Fast forward a year. Yeah, we're getting rid of the Kinect because no one wants it and no one's making any games for it, and so we're going to get rid of it. And also we're dropping the price of the Xbox One 50 quid. 50? You've got rid of the thing that was making it expensive, and you're still more expensive than a PS4. 50. I mean, in America it's worse for them, because they haven't had in England we've had quite a few decent Xbox One bundles. So if people have been inclined to get an Xbox One for whatever fuck reason, they had the Titanfall bundle, which was it came in at 320 quid in some places like Asda and stuff. So yeah, they were, we've had it better than America. We've had this $430 price tag the whole time, or whatever it was. I can't remember. I think it's 430, wasn't it? Whereas the PlayStation's been 350 the whole time. But still, yeah, 50 quid off. Now you've not got to Kinect. No, not 50 quid off, 100 quid off. Let's get rid of, or 80 quid off. Let's bring it in line with the PS4 at least. Just a stupid idea. Everyone in the entire industry, from reviewers to other developers to just fans, everyone knew that Kinect wasn't going to work, but Microsoft wouldn't have it. And they've just caved like they did with the whole DRM thing. They've just completely caved. Everything that they just keep, they would have been better off not caving at all in the first place and just saying, this is our console, this is what we're doing, deal with it. You either buy it or you don't. And the fanboys would have bought it, and then, there's this new whole interactive media thing might have worked if they'd have gone with the whole DRM thing, and it might have changed everything, and people might have stuck with it. They couldn't have possibly done any worse than they have, because that console is not selling. It is shipped. I think it was shipped 2.5 million units. 2.5 million units. It's shipped, which means not sold. That means it's shipped to stores. Whereas the PS4 has sold to customers 4 million. That's massive. That is a massive difference for two consoles that came out within about a week of each other. So, obviously, the Xbox One hasn't come out in certain territories yet, like Australia maybe and Japan. But the Xbox didn't sell fuck all in Japan. So, what does that tell you? It's it's lagging behind. It needs to do something quickly, and I can't see anything on its in the future that's going to make. The only things that obviously that will promote it are Halo, because that's going to be a Xbox exclusive, and maybe Gears of War is still Xbox exclusive, but we've not heard anything from them for a while. But failing that, I mean, what else have they got? Nothing is the answer. Rhetorical question. But we'll see at E3. You never know. Something amazing might be on the horizon. It probably is, and it's probably coming out on the PS4. But at the moment, there's still nothing exclusive to either. I'm getting Watch Dogs today, Tuesday, the 27th of May. It's coming through the post from my rental service on my PS3. I don't need to run out and buy a new console to play this wonderful new generation game that everyone's harping on about. The only big game that's come out on any console so far was Titanfall, and that's died a death. No one's talking about that anymore because it was one of those flash in the pan things. Everyone's like, "Oh yeah, giant robots," and then after a week, they're like, "Yeah, giant robots." Yeah, I've played it. I played it for a week straight, and now I'm bored of it because they're not playing it. No one's playing it. Even the people that were saying this is a console seller, they're not playing it anymore. They're off playing their whatever's next. So there's nothing coming out. There's nothing exclusive on the horizon that's making me go, man, I've got to get PS4 ready for that game. Even the things I'm really looking forward to, like Dragon Age 3, still coming out on the PS3 360. So no reason for me to run out and panic and buy either of these new consoles just yet. What else have I got on my list? Breaking Bad. I started watching Breaking Bad now that I was done with the Game of Thrones catch-up box set job. I started watching Breaking Bad catch-up box set job because I never got into it the first time around, and it's all right for a show. I can understand why people like it. I don't understand why people are going gaga over it, because it ain't like the best show that's been ever released on television. It's just an average, drama. It's got some funny bits. It's got some bits where you sort of root for the characters, but I'm halfway through. No, I've just started series 4, and I couldn't care less about anyone in the show. Not one person. Couldn't care less. I'm just sort of watching it now just to see what happens, because I know it's actually got a finale, so it's not going to be one of those ones where I catch up and then I'm caught up. It's one of those ones where I can finish it off just to see what happens. But yeah, it's just, it's pretty average. I'm not quite sure why everyone went apeshit for it. The setting's pretty boring. The things that they do, where some things you like, in the first few series, I was entertained because you could see any normal person could get into that situation because they're stupid or they don't know what they're doing, or they make a simple mistake that snowballs. But come series 3 and 4, they're just retards making dipshit mistakes all the time, just to continually make problems for them to overcome, and it's just got boring now. So I'm just like I said, I'm just seeing how it pans out, and then I can move on to whatever's next. Well, I'll tell you whatever's next. All of the brilliant fucking comic TV programs that are coming out, like Constantine and Flash and Gotham and all of them. I can't wait for all that shit. I've also caught up with Marvel Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. That's pretty, that still hasn't fucking lit the world on fire, has it? It's better than Breaking Bad, based mainly because I'm invested in it slightly more because of the setting. But at the same time, everyone's either really anti-Ward or really pro-Ward. But for me, I'm just like, well, he's made his bed, he's shot innocent people now, so they can't bring him back from that. And if they do, it's just a nonsense. And if they do that, then I'll probably that will see me checking out, because I can't watch a show that just sort of fobs off a guy that's just shot a load of innocent people for whatever reason. He's now a villain and he needs to die. He can either become the main villain, which is fine, or a main villain, which is fine, but he can't come back into the S.H.I.E.L.D. fold. If he does, that would just be an absolute nonsense. unless they do the whole cloning thing and it's a different version of him, or whatever. We'll see. But yeah, looking forward to all the cool comic shows that are coming up. It's a good time to be a comics fan. Big old nerd like me. Speaking of nerd comic things, everyone was going apeshit about Affleck Batman this week. Old sad Batman face with his all depressing. There was a load of memes going around with him in his like sad pose by the Batmobile that they've got. Everyone's really down on Affleck as Batman. I think Affleck is a fucking awesome actor. There's not a lot he's done that's been shit, except for Jiggly, but that was just a bad movie. That was just badly directed. If you see him in Jersey Girl, where he's acting with Jennifer Lopez for the first 20 minutes, it's a great film. It's a fantastic film. He is very good in it. Good Will Hunting, Argo, The Town. He is awesome in The Town. He's just a fucking brilliant actor. He's just a brilliant actor. He's good. And I can't understand why people don't want him to be Batman. Because he will be a good Batman. Like, everyone's saying, oh yeah, but he'll be a moody Batman. Yeah, because Batman's been a fucking super hilarious clown in every other movie that he's done, hasn't he? Let's see, the last time Batman was funny was Batman and Robin. Was that a good movie? No. So, let's, wait and see. I have high hopes and good expectations that he will be fucking awesome, because he is fucking awesome in every film that he's done. Almost. I certainly enjoy watching him. Him, Denzel Washington, Ryan Reynolds, Al Pacino, Johnny Depp. You put them 5 people in any movie, and give me a movie with any of those 5 in it, I'll watch it. Except for Dick Tracy. Dick Tracy was shit. And possibly Pirates 2 to 4. But still, Johnny Depp's quite good in it. But it's easy just to play Keith Richards, because that's all he was doing. He even admitted as much. Yeah, like I say, I've got Watch Dogs. Completely flipping the thing. I've got Watch Dogs coming today, so I'm going to get on that, and I'll have a strip about it, because I haven't done a gaming strip in quite a while, and I know a lot of my original fans were fans of me because I did computer game stuff with the Ranting Monkey, etc., etc., and the early strips. So I'm looking forward to doing a strip about Watch Dogs as soon as something humorous strikes me while I'm playing it. I'm halfway through decorating my mum's living room as well, but I'm going to pause for today to play Watch Dogs as soon as it arrives. I expect it to get here about midday. It's about 10 o'clock now. And I am looking forward to playing it and getting hold of a new game for it, because I haven't played anything new really. I got Wolfenstein the other day, but it wanted an 8 gig download, which wasn't going to happen on my 360 because I haven't got that much room on it, and I wasn't going to buy any peripherals or anything to fucking plug in or new memory units. So I just thought, nah, I'll give that a miss. Have I got anything else to tell you? No, I'm going to try and decide on what new thing comes out. But stay tuned for more Ripper at the end of the week, and I'll probably chuck in a couple of intermittent nonsenses. Keep an eye on the channel around E3, because I will be putting up intermittent nonsenses probably, every couple of hours. As soon as new things are introduced that I've got something to say about, or new videos or new previews, or I will have a video up of my reactions to it. So if you're entertained by my brand of ludicrous horseshit, then stay tuned. This is about wrapping up, so I am going to get myself a cake and a coffee, and then I'm going to carry on painting this living room. Hope you join me next time on I Draw You Watch. Stay tuned for Ripper at the end of the week, and XCOM will be continuing. Both things continue now, probably for about another 3 months. That's when they roughly conclude. Hopefully by then a brand new game will be out, towards the end of the towards the Christmas period, when they all do. Okay, that's the comic. That's I Draw You Watch for another time. Hope to see you again next week. Goodbye.